Have you ever raised an issue, a point, or a question with someone you do know, and somehow you walked out saying sorry and apologizing for it? Well, there's a psychological name for what just happened, and I'm going to give it to you today. You replay this thing over and over and over again. You know you were the one that was wronged or has been wronged. So why are you saying sorry to them and apologizing? And it's probably just not one conversation. It's happened a few times. It's a pattern maybe with, you know, people that are common in your life. You're not imagining this. and it wasn't a conversation that got away from you either. This has a name, and it's called DARVO, DARVO, which is deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. And once you see the shape of it, you'll literally see it everywhere that you do go. So let's get into it. The first one is the denial. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. And for that half a second, you checked yourself and thought, maybe I am. That half a second is all it takes, because that's the point of it. Then they get to attack. Suddenly it's not about the thing that you raised. It's about your tone, your posture, your history, something you did 3 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago that you thought was settled. You stopped making your case about that a long time ago, and you stopped defending yourself, but it gets brought up. Then comes the reversal. And by the end, they're the wounded one, and you're the one who's caused it all. You're saying sorry. You came in with the grievance. You're the one left at the end who's the accused. That's not a fight that you lost. It's a complete swap. So now you know what it is, which means that you're ready to ask the right questions, which is, how do I catch it? Well, at least while it's happening, not 3 hours later in the car when you're driving down the road. Okay. So there are two ways, which is one, after the fact, and secondly, while it's happening. The second one is one that changes everything, and I'll show you how to do that, but I'll start with the first one first, okay, which is after the fact. So it's already happened. So here's the trap. You'll never catch it in the words that are being said. It moves way too fast for that. So stop trying to do that. Don't catch the words, catch the feeling and the outcome. Did you walk in with a grievance or an issue and walk out apologizing and the defendant? Then a swap as has happened every single time. You do not need to go through that replay. You know it's happened because it's the way you feel. I arrived as the one who was wronged. I left as the one who's apologizing and saying sorry. That's the rear vision mirror version. It's useful, but game over. It's already happened. You've already lost. Here's the one that actually changes it though and makes the big difference. Catching it, mid-flight while it's happening in the moment. So there's some things that give it away. Not the things that they say, it's the things that you suddenly find yourself, let's say, doing. Okay? So the topic moves from underneath you. You raise one thing, you're answering for another. The second that you notice that you're explaining yourself about something you didn't walk in with to discuss, that's the swap. It's happened live and you're in the middle of it. And then the old history arrives. Something you've done from 15 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, something you thought was dead and buried, it was settled, gets pulled into the conversation about something today. That's not the conversation widening. That is what is the attack. The unrelated past gives it completely away. If you're getting that, you're in the middle of a swap as well too. Then you can check which chair you're in. So you walked in as the injured party. If you're now the one who's soothing them, reassuring them, managing their hurt and saying sorry, That reversal, it's already happened. It's game over. You just hadn't noticed it move by that stage. You're thinking, what the hell happened here? Because that's the whole game. The whole tell was never something they said. It was the position you suddenly found yourself in at the end of the conversation or even during it. So now you can see it. What do you do about this so it doesn't happen mid-conversation in the moment to switch this back? And here are a few ways to be able to do this. So name it without naming them. So I came here about one thing. We're now talking about my tone or whatever other crap they're going on about. I'm not doing that, is how you respond. I'm not going to defend myself on this. I came to raise my concerns about this. I like to raise that. That's how you bring it back. And then you back it up with this. So you keep returning to this ground. The actual reversal, the tactic has moved off your spot. So you move it back, not by force, by repetition. You keep quietly settling the conversation back down on the one thing you came in with. You don't chase a new topic. You don't take the bait of an old grievance. You keep returning, 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 and returning over and over and over again. And then you can reverse the role, just not the topic. See, the attack needs you to defend yourself. That's its fuel. So stop explaining yourself and to the other person. Because if you do that, they got nothing to push against. You can let a false accusation just sit there in the air and go, I'm not going to respond to that. Not worth my thing. It's just not happening. Just leave it. And then one that's very, very powerful, if it won't break, just get up and leave. Some ways, because the person needs to be in there and tries to defend themselves, but you can just get up and walk. You can go, I don't think this is going anywhere. Nowhere useful right now. You get up and go. Leaving is not losing. The tactic relies on you staying in the conversation to clear your name. So your willingness to walk away is the disarm. You're not losing there, okay? But you got to think about one thing you have to really understand, all right? Because this temptation is real. There is no move here that turns this back on them or the other person. You can't out-deny them. You can't out-attack them. You can't out-reverse them. The win isn't beating them at their own game. It's much quieter than that. You see it, you didn't take the role, and you walked away still holding your head high and your power that you came in with. That's the whole game. Insight and holding your own power and ground and not falling for the trap. And there is also one last thing, though, because you've probably been carrying this and you don't even know. So it's really important you do know this. The reason why this actually works on you is not because you're weak. It's that you're fair, and they play on that. It's your willingness to consider you might be wrong, and your decency is the lever that they pull every single time. That's not a flaw to fix. It's why it really works on good people. And now you can see it and feel it. You can stop it.